Hey there riders, MotoJourno Chris here, and I am on the Kawasaki Ninja 400 and the Z400 today. As you can see, having a little bit of a comparison of these two machines. Both awesome machines based on a very similar package, but Kawasaki have just ramped up the options now. And what I'm really interested to see is whether we get a Versys-400 to replace the Versys-X 300, because I loved that bike. However, if there was one criticism, it could have just done with a little bit more power, and the power plant in both of these bikes with all that extra torque would absolutely kill in something like the Versys 300 or 400. So it'll be really interesting to see how Kawasaki use this power plant in future models. Obviously it makes a heap of sense in these two because sports bikes, naked bikes, really good sellers. You know, I don't think that Kawasaki are going to be putting that power plant in a cruiser, obviously, but something like an adventure tourer certainly makes sense. And while the Versys-X 300 and these two bikes all had one thing in common, which was an incredibly hard seat. It's something they need, I don't know, they need something with, you know, nicer foam in it for these bikes, so there's just a little bit more comfort, because what they've done is they've slimmed those seats right down so that the reach to the ground's really easy and it's nice and narrow at the tank and everything like that. However, I just find there's not enough padding towards the front, towards the tank area of the seat in that narrow section. And it does mean that after an hour of riding, it gets really painful. Not just like uncomfortable, it gets really painful. And that's one of my biggest criticisms of these bikes, which gives you an idea of, you know, kind of when that's the biggest problem, which, I mean, if you're doing big Ks, that is a big problem, but for a lot of people commuting on these daily for say 30, 45 minutes, probably not going to be something they'd heavily notice. But yeah, my biggest criticism, fix the seat, please. Anyway, I'm gonna get the Project Ninja 400 seat reupholstered, or I might look at a aftermarket option and see how that improves the situation. But that does add a little bit of seat height when you do something like that, so a little bit of a trade-off. But either way, just having a bit of fun here. As you can see, we've gone down a little bit of an unbeaten track to get a couple of photos of these two bikes. And it's really great to have the two bikes together, because even though they're very similar, there's some subtle differences which do make a big difference to the consumer at the end of the day. And while obviously styling is the big thing, I think there's just two great machines and two really fun machines. Now I'm just getting carried away by the mosquitoes here. We're heading into autumn in Australia, and I've got to say, as much as I love this spot, the mosquitoes are killing me. So I'll be back soon. Stay safe out on the roads, and let me know what you think about these two particular models.